Hey guys, Jackdaw here. Today I am once more looking into the future of Mass Effect, plunging into what is next for this franchise in 2020 and giving a recap on what we know so far about the development of a new Mass Effect game. Last year I did a similar video where I explored where Mass Effect could potentially go since Andromeda ruffled the series' feathers. I speculated on a few ideas I'd personally like to see for a future game, concepts like a spin-off in the Milky Way galaxy or a sequel to Andromeda. And I also recently spoke with Cole from the Kingdom about different ideas and approaches we have for the franchise going forward. You can check both of those videos out, links in the description. But with it being the start of 2020, I figured there is no better time to talk about what we know about the future of Mass Effect so far, and the potential of one day witnessing this hit sci-fi franchise making a return. So kicking this off, I think the first thing that we need to clarify is that Mass Effect isn't dead. Despite what you may have heard or your own personal opinions on Mass Effect Andromeda, the opinion that Mass Effect is now dead, it's quite the contrary. In fact, according to Jason Schreier, the franchise has been warming back up. In Jason Schreier's 2019 report on the past and present of Dragon Age 4, shared by Kotaku, Jason shared a few things about the future of Mass Effect. Having written that Mass Effect was put on ice in 2017 following BioWare's release of what many considered to be a disappointing entry with Mass Effect Andromeda, the next game in the franchise has since been warming back up. However, it's currently unclear at this point in time as to how far along in development the supposed new game in the science fiction series actually is. And if that's not enough for you, well then we need to talk about Casey Hudson, the original game director of the Mass Effect trilogy, who since returned to BioWare as the new general manager in 2017. He wants you personally to know that Mass Effect is his baby, and the team at BioWare have been dreaming about many future concepts for where this franchise can go next. He's certainly adamant on keeping up the appearance that Mass Effect is certainly not dead. In fact, over the past 2 and 7 days, Casey has reiterated the same point, that Mass Effect games will continue on, and that the team at BioWare are constantly thinking about where this franchise will go next.
It means coming into the studio every day, dreaming about what the next great Mass Effect game will be.
Which brings us to the next Kotaku report. According to Jason Schreier's late 2019 expose, in which he uncovers the plans for a reboot of Anthem, the next Mass Effect game is in very early development at the Edmonton office under director Mike Gamble, a long-time BioWare producer. So indeed, a Mass Effect project is in deep pre-production at BioWare. Mike Gamble, the project lead for this new Mass Effect, has been working at BioWare since Mass Effect 2. He is certainly one of the perfect developers to be helming the ship of a new Mass Effect project. And under Casey Hudson's management, both of them are original Mass Effect developers and understand what makes Mass Effect great. Now, last N7 Day in 2019 on Twitter, Mike Gamble shared that they're incredibly excited about the future of Mass Effect. Mike asked everyone, where do you want Mass Effect to go for the future? Showing that BioWare are certainly looking to the fans in terms of what they'd like to see for a future title, which in my opinion is the right approach. And on the same N7 Day, Casey Hudson dropped a few concept art shots from the original trilogy on Twitter, saying that we have so many ideas for things we want to do in Mass Effect. So much concept art that hasn't yet been brought to life, and so many stories yet to tell. Once more proving that plans are being pushed ahead for this new Mass Effect project. They're certainly not being shy about revealing very early stages of what this next Mass Effect game could be. Another big tweet came from Mike Gamble out of an Anthem E3 discussion last year. Mike skipped attendance of last year's E3 conference, and when someone said that they would have loved to have met him, he replied saying, "Oh, you can bet I'll be there next year." So I'm going to take a huge emphasis on the ellipsis right there, considering that Mike is the project lead for this upcoming Mass Effect game, and he's going to be at EA Play and E3 2020. This is a big tease for something Mass Effect related to be shown off this year. Now, I don't want to assume what you're thinking, but I highly doubt that this could be this very early Mass Effect game that's in development. Perhaps they could be showing off a developer diary of the pre-production stages of this project. They've done that in the past with both Andromeda and Anthem. But if any new upcoming BioWare game is to be shown at E3/EA Play 2020, it's got to be Dragon Dragon Age 4 with its expected release window of at least April 2022. You can't just skip over and do Mass Effect, you gotta do Dragon Age first. So if it's not going to be this very early Mass Effect game, what could it be? Well, I do have another idea at what Mike specifically could be attending E3 2024, and that is to reveal a Mass Effect Trilogy remaster. We know that EA's 2019 earnings call announced that we are going to see fan favourite remasters come back, and in January, BioWare posted a mass relay tweet relating to the first Mass Effect game, and since it has kicked off an outcry for a Mass Effect Trilogy remaster, both for current generation consoles and the Nintendo Switch. So could this be one of the many reasons why Mike is going to be at E3/EA Play this year? Are we finally going to be able to play this trilogy once more in HD quality on many different platforms like the Nintendo Switch? Or are they just going to show us some more developer diaries about what they're thinking about the next Mass Effect game, what they're trying to do, maybe some prototyping, and then move on? We're just going to have to wait and see until June. However, I would knock any Anthem ideas out of the park, considering Mike Gamble is the lead for Mass Effect, and Anthem has been delegated to the Austin team. It would be kind of uncanny for Mike Gamble to announce an Anthem 2.0, considering he's not on that team anymore. Anyhow, the final story we have comes from Forbes and an article written by Paul Tassi. Apparently, Mass Effect nor Dragon Age or Anthem were mentioned in EA's 2021-2022 earnings call. Paul paints this as a bad thing because it means that we won't be seeing these games for a fair while, or it means even worse that they have been cancelled outright. This is far from the truth because in their previous earnings call, EA stated that Dragon Age 4 would not be releasing any sooner than April 2022/2023. So of course, if the next Mass Effect and Dragon Age games aren't coming out for at least another 2 years, there's no reason for them to mention that in their earnings calls to their investors. With that, we can expect the next Mass Effect title to release in no time soon, but at a guess, I would say we're going to have Anthem 2.0, Dragon Age 4, and then the next Mass Effect game following that release, which gives the developers plenty of time to crack on and create a truly definitive Mass Effect game, hopefully revitalizing the series as we all want to see from BioWare. But anyhow, that'll do it on what we know about Mass Effect so far, about the future of this iconic sci-fi franchise. We have a lot of tweets, a lot of tidbits, and nothing really massive to digest here. Just the fact that the next Mass Effect game is in early development and it's in somewhat decent hands with Mike Gamble and Casey Hudson. But of course, the fact that we know that a new Mass Effect game is in development is exciting enough. Mass Effect, as you well know, is my favourite video game franchise throughout. No matter the screw-ups, no matter the hiccups, I absolutely adore this franchise and I'm eager to see where they're going to go next. So let me know what you're thinking about the future of Mass Effect. Where would you like to see the series go from here on out? And how could Mass Effect make an epic comeback? Tell me your ideas down below and be sure to hit that subscribe button for more Mass Effect and Dragon Age news when we hear something. Of course, you're already in the right place when we do because I will be covering all of that. But until the next one, be sure to check out my Patreon, my blog, links in the description below. I've been Jackdaw and I should go. Whoa, 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 whoa.